Welcome to the Angel Mystic podcast, where spiritually open minds come together to explore the wonders of angels, spiritual connections, and the art of manifesting, plus weekly angelic insights as I pull cards for the week ahead. Hosted by me, Amanda Tooke, the Angel Mystic, your spiritual midwife, to help you on your journey to a fulfilling and happy life, as seen on ITV, Channel 4, and writer for Fate and Fortune magazine. My hope is this podcast is your go-to resource for navigating life with more ease and flow. Whether you're a beginner on the spiritual path or a seasoned practitioner, join us as we unlock the secrets of connection and harness the power of manifestation to create the life you desire. Please rate, review, share and subscribe each episode as we embark on the Angel Mystic podcast. And don't forget to head over to show notes to find all the useful links to many free, amazing resources. Now let's delve in. Hello everyone, we're here for another podcast, and this one is number 150. Who can believe that we're doing 150 episodes? I think if I thought about that when I started, I would have felt really overwhelmed. But we are, well, I'm not even sure when we did start. Was it last year? I don't know. I honestly don't know. We've done 150 episodes anyway, and I hope you're enjoying them as much as maybe when you started, and I certainly am. In fact, I'm probably enjoying them more. You know, at first when I started, they felt a bit difficult and a little bit not flowing, and like anything, it takes time to get used to things. But this episode today is all about the magic of a mid-year reset. Now, I just want to start by saying that we often think we have to wait, don't we? We have to wait till the new year before we can reset, before we can go again, so to speak. Or we have to wait till the beginning of the week. And I am in two minds. Is the beginning of the week a Sunday or is it a Monday? I don't know. In my head, the way it works best, it's a Monday, because Sunday is day of rest, doing nothing. So that for me, Monday works better. But, you know, whatever works for whoever's listening is fine by me. And when we're talking about resets, which is a really powerful thing to do, I think it's quite magical if we decide and we give ourselves permission that we can have a mid-year reset. And that might be just feeling into a couple of things within your life. It might be going, do you know what? I'm done now. I am revamping it all. It doesn't matter. But I think one thing before we reset and we go forward, we've got to think where we're at and how far we've come. We are so busy when we're manifesting, looking forward, we don't realize how far we've come. So before you get in saying what you want to call in for the rest of 2026, let's have a look at what you've already done. Because maybe the year started with loads of enthusiasm, as they often do, and you bought a diary or a planner, created a vision board, wrote your goals, and if you were part of Spiritual Versity, you will have been in, or if you were a member then, you would have been in the goal setting session that we had in January. In Spiritual Versity, we do 2 goal settings, and guess what? The next one is in July, coming up really, really soon. I think it is. Well, it's a Monday. It's a Monday, and I don't have the date to hand. But it's coming up really soon. So if you're part of Spiritual Versity, look out for that. And if you're not and you want to be, you can join for £25 for the whole year. And yes, you get the goal setting, but you also get a grounding and protection meditation that people swear by, sets them up for the day. You get the new subliminals, I can't even speak, affirmations, which I am personally loving, and I'm hearing lots of great things about them as well. I go to sleep listening to them, don't you know? We have a vision board. No, we don't. We have what do we have in there? Why can I not remember? Is anyone else, seriously, is anyone else noticing weird stuff going on at the moment? Because these last few weeks have been a little bit wild over here in HQ, and I'm definitely noticing a lot of brain fog. Anyway, I've remembered now what we have. We have a crystal grid guide, and we also have an angel sign decoder. So there's lots of good stuff, and you get huge discounts off anything else that you want to join that's going to help you on your spiritual or manifesting journey. But, maybe you did set off at the beginning of the year with all those good intentions, and then life happened, and work got busy, and family needed you, and the things, the challenges of life. And before you know it, 6 months has disappeared, right? And it has gone particularly quick. It has gone particularly quick. But that doesn't mean to say that you failed. You just need to reset, and we can reset whenever we want. We are going to be talking today about why, in the middle of the year, this can actually be a really good time to reset all those goals. You don't have to wait for next January before you can do that. I think we sometimes think of January as, this sort of mystical period where we've had Christmas, we've had New Year, and then we come in with like fresh energy. Gym memberships always, they get a massive influx of people joining in January with all those good intentions. But it's not the only time we can change our life. January arrives and everyone wants those new things, and they get all clear on what it is that they want. And we've sort of convinced ourselves that the calendar has some sort of mystical powers. And really, the truth is, the universe doesn't work on a calendar. The law of attraction isn't stronger in January than it is in July. Your angels don't all of a sudden become more available because it's New Year's Day. It's the same when we hear things like it's the 8/8 portal day, Lion's Gate, it's, full moon, it's new moon, whatever you choose to follow. This is the best day to manifest. There's this portal opened, all of that stuff. I think is total rubbish. I think the best time to manifest is when you're crystal clear on what you want and when your energy is aligned, and you don't have to wait for any special event or occasion to do it. Every morning is a brand new opportunity for you to choose to take your life in a different direction. So I think by having a mid-year reset, or at least a little check back in with yourself, is really worth doing. Looking at what's working, looking at what's not working. How often do we continue with something because we think, well, it'll work eventually, but you've already done 6 months of it and it's not working. So let's change it. What have you been avoiding? What things have been coming up for you time and time again, and you've been burying under the carpet? What lights you up and you want to do more of? And why do we have to wait to January till we can do that? Let's give ourselves permission for that now. Let's look at what goals really matter to us and use that as information to build the next 6 months into something quite spectacular. This is the difference a mid-year reset can do. It can change your life. These next 6 months can be the best 6 months of your life if you choose to give yourself permission. But sometimes we feel guilty about changing our goals, don't we? We think, maybe I've failed. We're beating ourselves up. But it's okay to change your mind. What you want now, if that's different from 6 months ago, that's okay. It means you've grown. It means you've evolved. It means you've got even clearer on what it is that you want. You don't have to hold on to those old dreams just because you set an intention in January. If it's not working for you, let's ditch it. Let's do something else. This is alignment we're talking about. This is about listening to your soul and following what feels right. We don't need to judge ourselves. I should have done this. I didn't do that. I've wasted 6 months. I'm behind. Compared to who? Who's judging, really? I think the biggest judge that we have in life, we think that other people might be judging us, and quite honestly, crack on. I really don't care what other people think of me. What other people think of me is not my business. But what I think of me is really important. And I am the biggest critic on myself. Are you? Are you the same? Are you judging yourself? Are you beating yourself up over things you don't need to? We can't manifest from that place. So we have to have an awareness of it to be able to change it. We have to ask better quality questions. I say this to my clients all the time, my one-to-one clients. Ask yourself better quality questions. And if you haven't done something, if you have set the intention that you were going to do something and you haven't done it, don't beat yourself up with that. Ask yourself, what have I learned? What isn't aligned for me right now? What needs to change? Why is this not working? How does this make me feel? The more you can learn about yourself, the more control you have in manifesting what it is that you want. I'm always looking at situations and thinking, what's this teaching me? Especially if it is something that's difficult, especially if it's something that's uncomfortable. I try and take a step back. Now that is, my mindset. That's how I work. It's how I teach my clients to work, particularly if you've got some deep-seated stuff going on. And, the one process I absolutely believe that everyone should have done is timeline therapy, where we're clearing your fear, anger, hurt, sadness, and guilt. I honestly, hand on heart, know that transformed my life and why I now do it for other people. Angels are tickling my nose just to confirm. And to be in that place where you're no longer held back makes you so open to learn the other things that are coming along. So that asking those better questions, and if you've ever had timeline with me, or if you do in the future, you will know that I give you a question to ask yourself every single night to keep your timeline clean, but also to understand yourself better. So imagine the next 6 months, somebody gives you a blank canvas. What are you going to want on there? What are you going to paint or draw as your ideal life? What's this next 6 months going to look like for you? Forget what's already happened. It's gone. We can't go backwards. We're in the now. The now is where we create our future. So forget those mistakes, forget the delays of things that didn't come to you in the timings that you wanted. And just think about, if it was January the 1st today, what are you calling in? What are you deciding? Gosh, the angels are really driving me mad now. Okay, angels, I got the message. Thank you very much. Who are you going to become in the rest of 2026? What habits are you going to start? What boundaries are you going to create? What are you going to stop tolerating? Because you still have time to create an extraordinary year. One thing I've noticed over the years in doing this work is that people often wait until they feel motivated before they start. Motivation comes after action. I never really feel that we need motivation. I feel like we need inspiration. If you feel inspired, you naturally want to take action. So that momentum that starts to happen then creates the belief around what it is that you want. That belief creates the confidence. The confidence creates even bigger actions. But it starts with a decision. That decision might be a new habit that you're going to take up. Journaling every day, praying, walking in nature, meditation. pick whatever feels right for you. One little commitment to yourself every day. And then what's going to happen when you've got a little bit of consistency under your belt? So much can happen. So if it's safe to do so, close your eyes for a moment and imagine that we're at the end of the year. It's the end of 2026. What's happened? What's changed for you? Do you feel calmer, more confident, stronger, more resilient, more powerful, more lifted? What emotional states do you want? What opportunities have you manifested? How has that level of trust grown within yourself, in your ability to create what it is that you want or connect spiritually? How have you taken care of yourself? What's your health like, your wellness? Have you built a business? How's that going? What relationships have you strengthened? Now imagine turning around and looking back to today. What does your future self want to say thank you for you starting today? Because that version of you exists 6 months from now. And it starts with the decisions that you make today. So open your eyes, and how does that feel? Now, I don't sit here and pretend that all my ducks in a row. I say this all the time. Oh my goodness, my life is as messy as the next person. And there's some areas of my life that I will really struggle with. And there will be some areas of your life that you really struggle with. But we've got to keep going because that's what we signed up for. Life isn't meant to be easy all the time. So a mid-year reset isn't about really doing more. I think that's really important to remember that. It's about resetting. It's about looking at those moving parts and making sure they're working for you. It's about maybe removing obligations and certainly guilt. So damaging is guilt. Perhaps you need to remove people pleasing, maybe distractions, maybe habits that are no longer serving you. Maybe putting a limiter on your doom scrolling. Manifestation isn't always about adding. It can be also about making space. So let me leave you with a little challenge before we do our angel cards for the week. Maybe grab a notepad and ask yourself these questions. Up to now, today, whatever day you're listening to this, what are you proud of this year? What have you learned this year? What are you ready to let go of? What do you truly want by the end of this year? And that question is one that I want you to think about without the people-pleasing tendencies. What do you want, not what you think everyone else wants you to have? And who do you need to become to create that reality? Write down those answers without judgment, without editing, without worrying. Just allow yourself to dream big. If this is the sort of stuff you want, get yourself into Spiritual Versity. It's in the show notes. You can come and join us doing the goal setting for the second half of the year. Let's see what the cards want us to know, shall we? Like I say, it's £25 for the whole year. I don't know where else you can get such a value. Okay. Cards, they're very well, it slips off at the weekend, but Monday to Friday is I feel like everything's coming together. That's what it feels like. Everything's coming together. We've got on Monday, Archangel Michael. Michael is the archangel that gives you courage and strength. So where in your life do you need a little bit more courage, a little bit more strength, so you can step forward and leave the past behind? Tuesday, it is the trust card. And again, this, has little coins on here. So if you're fretting about finances, fear not. You've got to absolutely trust that the universe has your back and everything always works out for you. Lean into your angels, lean in to the universe. Do not doubt. Wednesday is the romance card. The romance card, you know, is it time to look at the relationship that you're in? If you're not in a relationship, is it time to think about, do you want to be? Because it feels like, it's a good time to address that. And I think for a lot of people, when they listen to that message, they're going to feel a lot of resistance because Thursday comes in and it's asking you to be honest about what it is that you've been saying you want. Is that truly what you want? Talk from your heart, place your hand on your heart and listen to its desires. Friday is the accepting card. Where can you be more accepting and loving on yourself? Where can you give yourself a pat on the back? It feels like you're going to do some deeper healing work this week. And on Friday, it's going to all come together. As we move into the weekend, it is the time card on Saturday. I feel like this is saying take some time to do some fun things. Take some time to do things that give you more joy. Yeah, I see the little man sat at his desk making a list of all the things that he wants to do. Sunday, it's the truth card. Now, we've already had the honest card this week. We've now got the truth. So this is an important week to be honest and truthful with yourself. No more pulling the wool over your own eyes. So be honest and truthful about what it is that you really want. Come and join us in the goal setting and let's manifest it together. The cards this week have got some nice signs on them. We've got number synchronicities. We've got finding coins and we've got little white feathers. That's it for this week. I hope that you have taken out something from this pod, and I would love to know what that is. What have you taken in terms of changing your mindset? Is it maybe that you don't have to wait till January, that you can start now, that life doesn't need to be perfect, that you can still got the rest of the year to have an awesome, awesome, awesome life and manifest all those things that you want? I'll see you next time. Bye for now. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and got value from it. If so, please rate, review, subscribe, and share it with your friends. It really does help in more ways than you realise. You can find out more good stuff between episodes. Just search The Angel Mystic on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You'll find me there. And I would love to connect with you more over in my free group on Facebook. Check out all the links in the show notes.